offenses get to court.
Okay, thank you.
And I know that you're familiar with this because it's before you, but I'm going to show you 6 instances here where either the federal government, a federal judge, or the Department of Justice has already made the decisions of this. So at the far right is the city of Moss Point, which is last year, which is, Moss Point, Mississippi, very close. Look at the last line. Cannot deny prompt release from custody to a person because the person is financially incapable of posting a scheduled bond. The first one, Clanton, Calhoun, Georgia. It's unconstitutional to have a system that treats people who have money differently than the other side. The one in the middle is the Department of Justice statement in Clanton, Alabama. Fixed some bail systems do not take account, et cetera, et cetera. And then it says, because such systems do not account for individual circumstances, they essentially mandate pretrial detention for anyone who's too poor to pay a predetermined fee. This amounts to mandating pretrial detention only for the indigent. And this is where, like Council Member Brissett, who I have tremendous respect for, has done a lot of great work for the community, I think has also introduced an ordinance that does away with the bail schedule entirely, to say that that's the way we should go. But in fact, what that would mean is that everybody stays in jail for 24 hours, or depending on if it is the weekend, it would be for periods longer than that. And we think that would be a step backwards. We want fewer people in jail, not more people in jail. And so unless a person is accused of a violent crime, or there is some effort, as you know, the Constitution says people are entitled to bail unless they're a danger to society, or we think they're not going to return. And so if people are dangerous, we have a right to be protected from them, and nobody's trying to take that away. But trespass, public urination, that sort of stuff, these are not things that are a threat to the safety of our communities. The second thing that I would like to show you is this class action complaint that the EJUL and the MacArthur Center and myself filed against Ascension Parish late last year on exactly this issue. They were holding people in jail unless they could come up with a certain amount of money. We filed that suit in the Middle District Court, and we had a temporary restraining order hearing within 48 hours. The judge immediately ordered that our client be released. She was accused of shoplifting at Walmart and had done that before. She had a $500 bond. She could not make a $500 bond. There weren't any bonds people who were interested in putting up $500. The court said she should be released. She couldn't be held just because she couldn't make that $500 bond. And then Ascension Parish settled that case within 7 days. So doing exactly what we're asking that that the council does here, which is nonviolent misdemeanors are not, people are not jailed for that just because they don't have money. It can be, under this or any other ordinance, you can say as a $250 unsecured bond, signature bond that I'll sign, so if I don't show up, then you have a problem, and then the judge can do something about it. But you can't say that somebody has to come up with $250 or $500 before they're allowed to be released. The last slide that I would show you, Jennings, Missouri, Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi just settled one of these cases very recently. That did exactly what this ordinance is asking that be done. Montgomery, Alabama has done exactly what this ordinance is asking to be done. Jennings, Missouri is part of the Ferguson area, and there are a number of pending lawsuits up there about this for them. What we're saying, I think, is this is coming, and we would rather that it not be through litigation. The city has enough litigation over our criminal justice system as it is, that we should just do this voluntarily, save everybody the time and effort. We've sat down and talked with the municipal court judges. Like everybody else up here, we admire the judges. Our organization has given awards to some of these judges because of their work. But let's just do it voluntarily and get it done and not be like all the other suits that are around the country. No one has lost one of these suits yet. Okay? So you have the Equal Justice Institute has brought 15 lawsuits. The Southern Poverty Law Center just filed against Bogalusa. There are people who are looking at Baton Rouge, other places in Louisiana. Nobody has lost one of these cases yet for this thing. And so it's sort of like the old Fram oil filter thing, you know, pay me now or pay me later. It's like, let's do the right thing voluntarily and not have to wait for the federal government to do that.
Professor Quigley, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So what do you